It's the NFL on EA Sports. And coming up, it'll be no holds barred between NFC South rivals. It's the Carolina Panthers and the New Orleans Saints. Next on Madden Football.
Well, folks, it is always a celebration here in New Orleans, and we are just outside of the Hoppin' French Quarter at the Caesars Superdome. Today, we've got an NFC South matchup between the Carolina Panthers and the New Orleans Saints. And a welcome in, everybody, with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, and Charles, so much gets made about offensive comparisons. Here's a matchup where the defenses may just take center stage.
Yeah, we're usually talking about guys scoring touchdowns. How about the guys who prevent them and change the momentum of the game when they take the ball away? I love those ball hawks in the secondary. People after my own heart.
Here's the former Florida Gator, Eddie Pinheiro, to get us started. And we are underway from the Superdome. This taken in at the goal line. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. And here come the Saints for their opening drive. They're led out by a three-time Pro Bowler, owner of over 35,000 passing yards in 11 seasons, the veteran Andy Dalton.
I love his football IQ. I love his ability to have people rally around him. And as he likes to remind me all the time when I get ready to call one of his games, I can run it a little bit too. A nice presence to have on your team.
Dalton right to the air. That's complete to his running back, Kamara. 5 yards on the game's first play, second down. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him. And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play, and that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
Now Dalton with a 1st and 10. On the check down, he finds Kamara. Only able to gain a couple there, and it'll be second down. I think you would agree, just a good decision right there. Goes for the safe play, gets some yardage out of it.
And showed some toughness as well. As you noted, he stayed right in there. Saw the rush was coming, hung in there, took the hit, dumped it out to the outside, and now they pick up some yardage, and you have a back that's grateful to you and will continue to make plays.
Maybe anticipating a blitz, and they jumped.
Yeah, and if we saw it, you know that they saw it. The bad guys might have been coming on that play. Had to pick them up, and they jumped.
And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. Second down and long. They'll pound it up the middle with Kamara. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
That's a play to take note of there for the defense. I think in the future, if you're going to try and block him, maybe you get a guard to help double team him and try and steer him out of the play. They should have done it on that snap.
And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. To throw here, Dalton. And that is incomplete. That's a pretty good opening possession defensively.
And you know the goal is to make something of a statement, especially on the road with your first defensive possession, isn't it? Go right out and establish yourselves and let them know this is going to be tough going all game long.
Blake Gillikin on to punt now on 4th down. Back deep here, Andre Roberts. Fair catch called for and made at the 16 or maybe the 17-yard line. So here are the Panthers under head coach Matt Rule. They'll be led out by Sam Darnold in his 5th year now out of USC.
And the thing with Sam Darnold is we know the skill set is there. May not be the most mobile or strongest arm quarterback in the league, but usually plays with really good poise and at his best, like a point guard in basketball, able to move around and distribute the rock.
Darnold and the Panthers now with a 1st and 10 here at their own 18. They'll start on the ground with Hubbard. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1.
Well, it's hard to have vision as a runner and find a hole when there's nothing but defenders in your way. They stacked that one up really well. But give him credit. Instead of trying to bounce it out and turn it into a big play, which might have turned into a big loss, kind of just took his medicine there and took the 1 yard.
On 2nd and 9, Darnold looking sideline, incomplete.
They are such a talented team at defending the perimeter and taking away throws to the outside. Great confidence, great skill.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Back to throw, Darnold. They'll run the screen with Hubbard. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. They'll get 8, but they're going to have to punt here on the opening drive because that's not enough.
And that doesn't have to gain big yardage to be an impactful play, because if you can get those pass rushers second-guessing themselves that they might get hit with a screen, maybe you can wind up slowing them down just a step. And if you do that, that's a win for that play.
So on 4th down, here's Johnny Hecker to punt it away. Just a 2-yard return there following a punt of 48. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. New Orleans Saints, they get ready to set up shop for their 2nd drive. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. On 1st and 10, here's Andy Dalton. There's Chris Olave. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. The drive starting with a 1st down, 11 yards on that pickup. Dalton now to pass. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. Only needing 2 yards on second down. They give it off here to the tight end. And he stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on third down.
Haven't met a defensive coordinator yet that thinks 2nd and 2 is a fun situation to try and defend. Playbook is wide open for an offense, partner.
Nice job holding to 1 after that 8-yard pickup on first down. Here's Kamara trying to run for it. And he's got a first down as he's up to the 48. Able to get what they need to keep the drive going with a 6-yard pickup on third down.
I don't know about you, but that almost felt like old-time football there. 3rd and 2 is not necessarily just a running down anymore. A lot of times they want to throw the ball. They went back to the roots and powered forward and got the first down.
Two first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Again, it's Kamara. On a determined run there as he's going to take this all the way down near the 40. The Saints first down there on a gain of 11.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 41. And out of the air, Dalton.
Throw left side complete to Troutman. And he'll be brought down at the 27.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. A gain of 3, second down.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. So Dalton now.
And oh, that would get a right up incomplete. Nearly an interception in the end zone. Probably should have been. Third down coming up.
A missed opportunity for an interception would have killed off a drive. He had a chance there to finish things off. Didn't get it done. I guess that's why a lot of those guys do not play offense.
Third down, a shot here for Dalton. And they finally get to him as he's taken down.
Matt Ioannidis bullying his way in and sticking him to the turf.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. This officially a 55-yard attempt. He's got the distance, but it's no good. Wide to the right, and this will remain a scoreless game.
Yeah, 55 yards is anything but a gimme. You've got to really concentrate on your leg swing and proper technique. This time, though, he's unable to convert.
The Panthers coming back out onto the field for their second drive. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That too.
On first down, they'll start out with Hubbard.
And no room that time, getting it to about the 46. Demario Davis there on the stop.
You know, it's not just all athleticism from defensive linemen. Let's give them a little credit for their football intelligence as well. Read and react by them, understood the play call, and stacked it up and stuffed the run.
On 2nd and 9, Darnold. And he'll slide to a halt here, still a little shy of the first down marker. Given 9 yards on the scramble there, but it does leave him still a few inches shy with 3rd down looming.
This early in the game, it's all about making steady progress downfield, hoping to lead to early points. And you can do it with your actual play calls, or sometimes something a little more improvised, as we just saw there.
They'll try and run for this with Hubbard.
They'll be marked inches short. No gain on the play, and that's going to lead them to 4th down. Remember, that was less than a yard. That was not a full yard. That defense, they were having none of it.
Yeah, the surge the offensive line was seeking actually occurred on the other side of the ball. They reestablished the line of scrimmage and stuffed them.
So on now is Johnny Hecker to punt this one away. And it's a fake here on 4th and inches. And the gamble pays off. They get the first. They only get 4, but the fake punt works and gets them a 1st down.
I'm not sure that the surprise was that they actually faked it. That's classic territory to go ahead and do it. The surprise to me is that they were successful. I'm not sure the defense was really prepared.
And now they're going to keep the drive alive here. Really big play on the fake punt. Darnold on 1st down.
Complete on the quick throw to Moore. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
Nothing flashy there. The slant to the slot.
Oh, and the frustration for the defensive guys, because it's a quick play. And you know it's going to be a bang-bang play in terms of the throw and the catch. And then he's able to absorb the contact and complete it.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Straight ahead with Hubbard. And he's got it down to the 28.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Faking the give, Darnold. His throw incomplete.
They'll put a check mark in the box where the defense coordinator was saying, how well can we stay with these receivers if we're in man coverage? Because he just did it on that one, force the incompletion. That allowed him to get bolder with his pass rush, won't it?
Absolutely frees up your guys elsewhere. This will be the 8th play of the drive. It's 3rd and 7. Darnold now to throw. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up 4th down.
And what did we talk with them about prior to the game? Their ability to move the chains, pick up 1st downs. So far, 0 for 3 on third down. If that continues, they'll have little chance of winning this one.
The kick by Pinheiro is good. And the Panthers stake claim to a 3-0 lead.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
After the field goal, on to kick it away is Pinheiro.
Taken at the goal line. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. And they were in field goal range last time out but couldn't connect.
And it's early in the game, so I don't think that the confidence just goes entirely out of, running your kicker back out there. But let's face it, some coaches have a little bit less patience for that than others. Let's see if they call the game differently now in terms of what they do on drives and not try and settle for field goals.
They start the drive on the ground, Kamara. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Solid way to start the drive, 13 yards, picking up the first.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They run it again with Kamara. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33.
Fighting through the offense was Corey Littleton and making a nice play.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. Here's Dalton. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense that fell harmlessly to the ground. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Passing, it's Dalton. And that will be incomplete.
I know this offense was expecting to do big things, but it certainly hasn't turned out that way, at least not through the first 3 drives. They're definitely going to have to put their heads together and start concocting some offense that'll move the ball downfield.
Blake Gillikin on a punt here as he'll send this one away.
So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10.
The possession of the football goes over to Carolina.
They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. A play fake, and it's Darnold.
Targeting Moore, and he's got him on the crossing pattern.
And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. 23 yards, the final tally. Three 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Panther football to start quarter number 2. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Here's Darnold. And he'll go right back to Moore. Complete again.
And they're going to get this up to midfield.
Many teams, as soon as they spot man defense, if they haven't called a hitch, they'll get to it as fast as they can. They want to put the ball in the hands of one of their best playmakers and hope that he can break a tackle on the outside and go for big yardage.
From the 50, it's Darnold. Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
The offense on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 4. Darnold to throw again.
He's got his tight end. It's Tommy Tremble.
And this is going to be another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 40. It's a 10-yard pickup, and that's enough to move the chains.
Well, a lot of times when you get a manageable 3rd down situation like this, you have to think about your tight end, and he comes through for him, picking up the 1st down.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Here's Darnold.
They'll set up the screen here for Hubbard.
No gain on the screen there. It's 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly.
Now Darnold going to take it and just bat this one forward to his wideout.
And he'll be brought down just outside of the 30.
And a lot of times these plays, they either go for nothing or they go for big yardage. And here, they got to the outside, turned it upfield, and ended up getting a nice little gain out of it.
This will be play number 7 on the drive. 3rd and a yard.
A give up the middle, Hubbard. And some strong running there as he's down just shy of the 20 on the edge of the red zone.
Give him 10 there, good enough for a Panther 1st down.
Some big plays in the passing game on this drive, and here's one out of the running game. So the passing game loosening things up. Now there's room to roam.
First down, they'll stay on the ground with Hubbard.
And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1.
Now that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater, he just made a great play there.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Darnold. Over the middle, complete. That's Marshall.
And the Panthers are going to be set up with a 1st and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
They'll run here with Hubbard.
And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. And give him 5 that time as they draw a bit closer here for a 2nd and goal.
That's a great run right there on 1st down. Didn't quite get into the end zone, but now you've set yourself up for at least 2, maybe 3 more shots from close range.
Foreman is not going to get in. In fact, he'll lose a couple of yards back to the 3.
The tally there, -2 yards, brings up third down.
And now third and goal coming up, the loss on second down. That just means this crowd's going to get even louder, and they'll get a little bit of extra help from the defenders as they exhort them to join them in the effort.
A big play forthcoming. Here's third and goal. Now Darnold. And it'll be caught in the end zone for the Carolina touchdown by DJ Moore. A 3-yard touchdown pass as his guys are able to extend their lead. Well, that's just how they drew it up, CD. His first read was there, got it to him quickly, and into the end zone.
Absolutely excellent execution by all involved. And the coordinator, got to give him credit, found the perfect play call. Quarterback let it fly as soon as the target came free, and his guy made a nice catch. Just how you draw it up in practice and then execute it in the game.
Piñeiro's extra point up and good.
And the lead grows to 10-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Piñeiro to kick it off.
Taken in at the 3. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. The New Orleans offense set to take over.
Nothing for him yet from an offensive standpoint, down 10-zip as they come up 1st and 10.
Let's go, baby. Turn it up. Let's do this, man.
And Dalton to throw. And his throw here's incomplete.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make second down, second and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. Kamara up the middle. Takes it to the 26, just a 1-yard gain.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Forcing completion on 1st down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in the expected passing situation.
The Panthers turn to their nickel set here as they get ready for 3rd down. Throwing, Dalton.
The pass caught by Olave.
And oh, he's just going to be short here, barely. Maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches.
I thought they might take a shot down the field, but instead they ran a little drag route there. I think they were hoping he could catch it and run away from the defender. But a really good job keeping the play in front of them, and they force a 4th down.
Here's Blake Gillikin now.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Call it 46 yards on the punt, just a single yard on the return as he was covered quickly.
And it will be the Panthers' ball, 1st and 10. The Carolina offense about ready to go. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. First play of the drive going for 14 and also going for a first down.
That's a nice throw there, and he's obviously feeling pretty good because remember, he had a touchdown pass on the last drive, and here he comes out throwing again, and they wind up getting good yardage and a first down right out of the gate.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now it's Darnold. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete. He was looking to get that one to DJ Moore, but it'll be second down.
Not sure what happened there, but he just didn't get the right read on the coverage that time. Pass wasn't where it needed to be, and that'll send them back to the drawing board.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. To throw is Darnold. This is Shenault on the receiving end. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. Back to throw, Darnold.
Checks this down to Hubbard.
And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. A good-looking drive so far for the Panthers and a first down here.
Well, things are definitely going right for them here in the first half. Pick it down, any down, even 3rd down, no problem. They get a connection there and pick up a fresh set of downs, continuing to move the ball.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Darnold. To the right side and complete to Thomas. And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. So the completion good for 7 there. And that's going to bring up 2nd down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Off of play action, Darnold.
There's Tremble, the tight end.
And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Out of the gun, here's the give to Hubbard. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Looking to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Marshall. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints 14. It's a pickup of 15 and a fresh set of downs.
Well, this is where reading defenses and practice time comes into play. You've got to know what you're running versus zone versus man and how to run the proper route. And they just executed that one pretty well.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. Quick slant caught by Moore.
And the Panthers are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Hubbard diving for the end zone, and he is in. Touchdown. Well, he finishes off the drive with a touchdown run, Charles. Remember, he also had a catch on this drive as well.
And that's what running backs want to be in today's NFL, a complete back. 3 down, stay on the field, run it, and catch it, and he gets it done.
Pinheiro now to add the extra point. He's got it, and it's 17-0. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive.
And it was Chuba Hubbard who finished it off with a touchdown run.
Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off.
This fielded right at the goal line. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
Out onto the field comes New Orleans.
And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
Well, no, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
They suspected it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on 1st down.
From the 30 on 2nd down, Dalton to the sideline, and it's caught, but boy, he's out of bounds. Now, they try to get him into space coming out of the backfield, but it'll be 3rd down.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
The Saints on 3rd down, just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 8. Andy Dalton. The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down.
Brian Burns flying in there and dropping him for the sack.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Here comes the Saints punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. A big kick, 50 yards that time with a return of 4.
And they will take over 1st and 10. Now the offense for the Panthers here getting the football back.
There's really no reason to change what they've been doing to this point. They've got the lead. They've looked good this first half.
I agree with you totally, and a lot of coordinators, play callers feel exactly the same way. Until you stop what I'm doing, Why should I make any changes? But there are a few that kind of outguess themselves or try to outguess the opponent, and they try to consider what they would do to take things away and go to those plays right away. It'll be fun to watch when they get to the second half to see which way they go.
Yeah, but to this point, it certainly hasn't been broke. We'll see if they try to fix anything. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down. What makes a draw play like that successful?
Well, we did see where he made the first wave miss, and that was a big part of it. But a lot of it is just being actors back there, making the defense think it's going to be a pass.
On first down, it's Darnold. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver, Moore.
And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
So they go from one 42-yard line to the other as they come up now 1st and 10. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime.
Let's go. Me and you, baby. Me and Let's focus in on what we got to do here.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Darnold down to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Marshall. The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. On 1st and 10, Darnold. To the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feet down complete. Short completion, just 4 yards, and that will bring up 2nd down. Back to throw again.
That's going to be caught. It's Shenault.
Touchdown, Panthers.
Laviska Shenault.
A 20-yard touchdown.
And the Panthers are able to widen their lead here in this first half.
That score that they just gave up there, that's a tough one for their defense to swallow because they've had a tough time through the first 2 quarters. They really were determined to get a stop there, unable to do so. That makes their comeback hopes that much more difficult.
Pinheiro now to add the extra point. And the lead is now 24. 5 plays there on that drive.
And it was the touchdown catch from Laviska Shenault that capped it all off.
Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Saints offense going to head out now late in this first half. I don't think they need to be reminded of the situation here. I mean, the clock is dwindling. 3-score deficit waiting for them at halftime unless they can get something on the board here before intermission.
Dalton, 1st and 10.
He'll get this one underneath to Kamara.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half.
Come on, baby. Get up. Make plays, y'all. Make plays. Playmakers, step up right now.
Play action here with Dalton. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs.
And I don't think there's any question that this offense is going to need to hit on a few more plays like this. It's been a difficult first half for them, to say the least. And I do believe if they want to get back in this game, they need to start right now. It's kind of like making adjustments. If you try and wait until the half, it's probably too late. They need to get going right here.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Here's Dalton.
A throw over the middle, taken in by Troutman.
Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1.
Let's go, baby. Come on.
Another chance for Dalton.
He'll get this to his tight end, Troutman. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
And offensively, they'll take the timeout with 6 seconds left in the second quarter.
Let's go get it now. Oh, we've ridiculous. Leave it all out here. Leave it all out here. We got to be big time now.
So on 2nd down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. They'll spot it at the 47, so call it a 57-yard attempt. And that is no good. And the deficit will stay at 3 scores.
Well, Brandon, anything beyond 50, you start rolling the dice a bit. And once you get up around 57, 58 yards, the chances of making it go down dramatically. And sure enough, this one winds up no good.
Let's go, y'all. They can't beat us straight up. Let's go, fellas. Let's play. Let's play now, baby. Let's play.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive.
And they'll have time for one play. There's 2 seconds on the clock. And they'll run on first down with Hubbard.
And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much, and welcome in everyone to our downtown Orlando studios in this EA Sports halftime report. First, though, time for a check of the next-gen stats from that first half for Carolina. And it's been the passing game that's been the story. They have feasted on this secondary to the tune of 200-plus yards already through 2 quarters. Meanwhile, for the Saints, they were on the other end of the spectrum in terms of passing efficiency. That's going to need to improve in the second half to come.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3.
The Panthers out in front, and they will get the football first. Second half action underway. Roberts electing not to try it, and this will come out to the 25. Out come the Panthers. They'll have it first on offense in the third quarter. Darnold and the Panthers now with a 1st and 10 here at their own 25-yard line. They'll begin this series with a give to Hubbard. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. This defense could use a few more plays like that right now.
It certainly could, but think about it from an offense's perspective right now. They've got a lead, but they don't want to throttle down too much and stall themselves. Still want to move at a nice pace.
A shotgun snap for Darnold. Over the middle, complete into the hands of Trimble. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That goes for a gain of 31.
It doesn't look like this defense found the magic elixir at halftime. This offense was rolling in the first half, and that's continued here in the third quarter. Another big play right there.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Now whistles. Flag down, and I believe one of the Panthers got moving early. This O-line's been great. They've got the big lead, so give them a pass there, I guess.
Yeah, I would think so, because if we were grading them on their performance in this game, a lot of pluses in their boxes so far.
A false start backs them up 5, 1st and 15. Here's Darnold. Complete on the quick throw to Moore. And the tackle going to be made at the 38. Working with a 2nd and 4. Darnold. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done. That one goes for 24 yards. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets, because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
Now we're going to get another look at this one. Dennis Allen not happy, so he has thrown the challenge flag. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. So the decision to challenge does not pan out, and that's also going to cost him a timeout. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. To throw is Darnold. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Hubbard. He's taken down at the 7th after a gain of 7.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack is a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Again, Darnold. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle third. He couldn't catch it. Now third down.
Brandon, some of those windows to throw the football that exist when you're between the 20s, they don't exist when you're this close to the goal line. But as a former DB, I liked it closer to the goal line. Tighter windows made it easier to cover people, actually.
Darnold on third down. And unable to connect. If he had caught it, it would have been a first down. Instead, it's fourth.
Oh, man, for him to be that wide open and drop it, sometimes you have just too much time on your hands, right? You end up thinking way too much, and your hands get shaky.
And, yes, he's a tight end, but that's a catch he should have made.
They'll run for it. It's Hubbard.
And, boy, is he close. Did he get there? No, they're going to say he's short of the line to gain. They'll get neither the touchdown nor the first down. And that will force a turnover on downs.
Partner, when you see a running play stop short like that, you just know that the defensive front, they won the battle of leverage and created a push back into the opposing backfield.
And for the offensive coordinator, whether you had 1 yard to go or 20 yards to go on fourth down, now you're probably saying, oh, maybe I should have passed it, right?
Yeah, hindsight is always 20/20.
A first down throw coming for Dalton. Looking middle, and that's complete. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line.
47 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from Buck.
And that's caught inside the 35. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. A big pickup of 38.
And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far, and never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
First and 10 for Dalton. And the catch made by Johnson.
And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days, but you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
What a job by this defense all game long. They've come together and really said, no one's crossing our goal line, and they're definitely not going to start right now.
You can just see the dejection. Feel like nothing is working offensively. This will be Dalton again. Looking for the end zone. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Sometimes it's just not your day. There's another failure right there on third down.
Will Lutz now to try the New Orleans field goal. From the left hash mark, this a 43-yard attempt. The kick by Lutz is good. And they get a little bit closer here as the lead's down to 3 touchdowns.
So the 3 points there, and CD, that helps them inch a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
Following the made field goal, Lutz to kick it away.
And Roberts choosing not to bring this one out.
Carolina getting set to take the field.
They've got some stuff to build on from that last drive because they moved the football, CD, and then they tried to go for it on 4th down, didn't convert, probably left a bitter taste in their mouths.
I would say so, and I think that they go out in this series determined for that not to happen again. In fact, they don't even want to get to a 4th down opportunity. They just want to make sure they get it done within the parameters that they've set for themselves. Run their offense, get it into the end zone. Yeah, I think a little bit of determination and a dash of anger.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
Following the incomplete pass, here they go again. 2nd and 10 from the 25. Here's Darnold. Over the middle, complete. That's more. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. These two have hooked up 9 times now this afternoon as they pick up the first.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the 3rd quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
What's the deal, y'all?
On the handoff, running left is Hubbard. And this one not going anywhere. They get him at the 44 for a gain of just a yard.
Vision is so important for the man in the middle, because his ability to look through all the clutter that's happening in front of him, diagnose a play, and then go make it and finish it, that's when the great ones know that they have the goods.
On 2nd and 9, Darnold.
Looking left side, that's caught by Moore. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. 22 yards there, a 1st down.
This is just more of the same. This defense has had no answer on a lot of these throws. They've let these receivers run wild, and here's another completion for good yardage.
So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 34. Now it's Darnold. And this is incomplete.
They had their backs up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple of more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
What's the deal, y'all?
From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. Now Darnold. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone.
And it's incomplete. Oh, that would have been 6 points, but somehow he couldn't rein it in.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Throwing again is Darnold. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up 4th down. A 3rd down, he tried to stay in bounds, did all he could. He caught it, but was led a little bit too far.
Yeah, and that's always difficult, isn't it? Because you know half of your body is trying to stay behind while the other half is reaching out, trying to catch the football. The top half worked. It was the bottom half that was in question.
Only 3 points there, but I got to think, at this point in the third quarter, that's all you're really looking for.
And right now, the lead is 3 touchdowns and 3 two-point conversions. So you and I both know a huge order for the best of teams. And from what we've seen so far, hard to believe that that's a likely scenario. 3 two-point conversions? That's difficult.
After the field goal, on to kick it away is Pinheiro. Fielded just outside the goal line. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. The Saints again ready to go on offense. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
They'll try to get the offense going with Kamara. He'll work his way up the middle for a gain of about 4, second down.
Nice chunk of yards on first down. It really opens up your options for what you want to do on second. You go right back to him and hope he explodes, or sucker the defense in before throwing over the top.
6 yards left on second down. Here's Dalton. He gets it left side to Johnson. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
When the offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
Dalton's throw caught by Olave. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. It'll be a Saints first down on a pickup of 13. Dalton now to pass. That's Olave bringing in another one. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line. On second down, Kamara. Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a third down and 2. Not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Passing, it's Dalton. They'll get this out to Kamara. Yeah, this is not going to be enough. Was in search of 2 yards and only got halfway there.
A short gain that doesn't get them the first down brings up a fourth down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. They'll try to pass on fourth down. Dalton, it's caught. Smith. And they're going to get this down to about the 37. They only needed that 1 yard going for it on fourth. I got to be honest, I thought they were going to stay on the ground. They surprised me. Did they surprise you?
I'm with you on that one. I thought they'd find a way to create some type of a power run and try and pick up the first down, but they decided to keep the ball in the hands of the guy who could throw it, and it paid off.
Yeah, that decision paid off indeed. Now Dalton with a 1st and 10. He's going to air one out. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
What we've seen so far in this game, they are not going to allow a big shot over the top. You can have whatever you want underneath. They'll give you that, but they're not going to let you beat them deep.
Glad to be in the great city of New Orleans, rolling along here in the third quarter, 2nd and 10.
Play action now, Dalton. On the check down, he finds Kamara. And I think the ball's out, but this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same.
Can almost see inside his face mask there, the look of relief. He coughed it up, but it goes out of bounds. They keep it.
Someone carrying around the lucky horseshoe, aren't they? If I were him, I'd go out and play the lottery after that one. A very fortunate man.
And they're operating in plus territory here. They're thinking points. Definitely don't want to lose the football at this juncture.
And again, Andy Dalton to throw.
Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked up by Keith Taylor.
And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line.
Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the third quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is a team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
Darnold and the Panthers now with a 1st and 10 here
At their 25-yard line. After the interception, here's Darnold. Wide open, it's Marshall, complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45.
A good pickup there, 21 yards.
And passing yardage-wise, now up over 350 in this game. Pretty nice performance.
Definitely that, which usually means you're putting a lot of pressure on guys trying to cover. If you're a defensive back and they put over 350 yards on you, you've had a long day. The key to everything, if you're doing it without throwing interceptions or turning the ball over.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. They'll run out of the gun. It's Hubbard. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle. But give him credit, he tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
This is the calm before the storm. They can't be afraid of.
On 2nd and 9, Darnold.
Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle third. He couldn't catch it. Now 3rd down.
But plain and simple, that's the 2nd time today that he's dropped a pass.
And that one, I think, maybe even a little easier than the earlier one that he dropped. Surprising.
Was this game announced as a night game prior to, and maybe his rhythm is just off? He's got thrown off. He's got to wake up, enjoy the sunshine, and go play.
Darnold.
And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
Here's Johnny Hacker now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line.
The New Orleans offense set to take over. As this offense takes the field against CD, remember last drive they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum. So you know they're riding high right now, and they're ready to challenge this offense and that quarterback one more time.
And we'll see if the offense is up for that challenge here as things start to get more interesting here in the 2nd half.
And ultimately, this won't go for much, maybe a couple, but boy, he showed off that make-you-miss ability that certainly is in his arsenal.
Defenses always talk about earning the right to rush the passer on 3rd down, and you know what offenses want? win first down so they can set things up for themselves better.
And that wasn't helpful there. Not a big impact on first down. Second down, and it's Kamara again. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. They wind up losing a couple there, so they go behind the original line of scrimmage, and now 3rd and 11 coming up. So it's a quarter that saw these two teams trade field goals here as we've reached the end of 3 quarters of play. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. A 3rd down now. Those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points. He's going to air one out. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
We've seen that the deep ball's been a part of their game plan all afternoon, but they've had trouble hooking up on it, unable to successfully find the end zone over the top.
Big 4th down here. It's Dalton. He's going to go up top again. And incomplete on the deep ball. The Saints' decision to go for it backfires. And the Panthers are going to get it back in excellent field position. Well, at this stage of the game in the second half, down 3 scores, I guess they felt like they needed to push.
And let's face it, with this deficit, if they give up another score here after they didn't get it, does it really matter?
Right.
It really doesn't. They had to go and try and make something happen if they had any chance of winning this game.
Here's Foreman. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, that's a pretty good drive starter right there, and I don't know, partner, if you're even thinking about sitting on the ball right now. They may just want to run their regular offense.
In plus territory, and as an offensive coordinator, you don't want your team to go into a shell, do you?
No, you really don't, because as soon as you take your foot off the gas, it's real hard to put it back on and mash it, because once everyone's emotions come down, hard to start them up again. So I think he may want to keep them cranking high right here.
And the Panthers are going to be set up with a 1st and goal here as the tackle made at the 9.
Back to throw, Darnold. He's got it for a Panther touchdown.
Chuba Hubbard.
He scored on the ground and through the air.
And the Panthers start to open this lead even wider here in the 4th. Well, Charles, they had the comfortable lead, and now it's even more comfortable. Another score here in the 4th quarter to grow that lead.
But I think your initial reaction is surprise when you see a team piling it on this late in the blowout. But there are plenty of coaches who also think that if you pull up completely and stop trying to play the game, it shows disrespect to their opponent. So they don't want to embarrass them. They continue to let their players go for it.
Piñeiro's extra point up and good.
And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Piñeiro to kick it off. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25.
Set to take over once again. Out comes the Saints offense. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, The second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
On 1st and 10, here's Andy Dalton.
That's complete to Troutman, right side.
It certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across the middle, you put it all together, you got a heck of a tight end candidate.
Dalton's throw complete there to Johnson.
And he'll get up to the 43-yard line.
That one a first down pickup of 8.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
A first down throw coming for Dalton.
He'll get this one underneath to Kamara. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48. Second and 2.
And it'll be Dalton again. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call.
Well, that frustration, Charles, it's been building on the defensive side of the ball, and unfortunately there, it turns into a roughing the passer penalty.
Yeah, and they should be frustrated because he's picked them apart the entire game, but it's got to come out in a different way. You can't hit him illegally. Stop him downfield the way you're supposed to.
1st and 10 for Dalton. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down.
Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
This offense so far on 3rd down, not getting the job done at all. A very poor 1 for 10. This is 3rd and 10. Here's Dalton. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line.
Brian Burns picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Well, have a game, sir, why don't you? A sack earlier and an exclamation point here late in the game, and this one won by his side of the ball. They played so well, surprised he didn't get his 2nd sack earlier.
Fourth down, Dalton wants to throw.
Airing it out deep for Smith.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Saints' decision to go for it backfires, and the Panthers will get the football back. So that's the 2nd time this game they've given it up on 4th down. They're now 1 for 3 on 4th down conversion tries.
But they must feel good about what they're doing, right? They continue to go for it on 4th down. Give the defense a lot of credit, though. They've stopped them 2 out of 3 times. Usually, you have 4th down plays that you have dialed up and ready to go, and you think are going to be successful. Not so far in this game.
Darnold and the Panthers now with a 1st and 10 here
at the 41-yard line. They'll start the drive with a give to Foreman, and he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
On second down, here's a run with Hubbard.
Pushing forward for 3 up to the 48. New Orleans adding some depth to the secondary. They've got 6 DBs out there now for third. To throw is Darnold. And he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds, so a big call there that brings up 4th.
Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
The Saints coming out now to take the field.
Even though they were able to force the punt defensively, still a big hole to climb out of, especially at this late stage of the contest.
Dalton, 1st and 10. Pressure comes in. He's brought down. It's a Panther sack.
Brian Burns getting him once again, his 3rd sack of the afternoon.
Well, we all know this quarterback had to spend plenty of time studying prior to the game, but he has to be tired of seeing these guys, especially him. 3rd time now he's brought this quarterback down. Whole defense has had a great game, but 3 sacks, not hard to find who one of the leaders of that effort was.
Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Dalton. They'll set up the screen now to Kamara. Give him 6 on the screen, but now it's 3rd down.
One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains.
3rd down, a shot here for Dalton.
That ball nearly intercepted, but he could not hang on. Oh, pick there certainly would have been nice. Instead, at least it'll be 4th down.
At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense, they're just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. The Saints' decision to go for it backfires. And boy, possession here turns over with a football already being in the red zone. The Panthers offense here, they get ready to head back on the field.
Been a very strong performance for them, really, on both sides of the football. The turnover on downs, the most recent example, and now, obviously, they're in a great spot here.
If you're over on the bench right now, you're shaking hands with your teammate, you're hugging him, give him a little dap. Been a big, big performance for them. Now you just don't get careless. Take care of the ball on the way out.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
Here's Darnold. Throw left side complete. That's Marshall. And he'll get 7 yards from the 17 to the 10 before he's taken down.
Facing a 2nd and 3. Ball on the 10. Now it's Darnold. And time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down. It'll go as a loss of about 6, and now it brings up third.
Okay, was it a breakdown in protection? Did the running back not pick him up? What does it really matter? Sometimes it's just a great play made by the defense. Big-time sack.
Throwing here on third down, Darnold. That is caught inside the ball comes out, and this is picked up by the Saints.
In today's NFL, most teams don't have as many goals for the game like we used to have where you checked off your boxes, but 0 turnovers, that's a universal. And while it won't likely cost them in this game, they're going to regret the fact that they coughed one up here.
Yeah, their first blemish. They had mistake-free football prior. They begin on the ground with Kamara. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
And give him a lot of credit there, but even more credit to the guys up front. In that situation, you know it's going to be a stacked defensive front. And to be able to gain that much yardage, that's a big win for the guys on offense.
Yeah, they were just about standing on their own goal line, so to get a few yards there, a great start. Now we'll see what second down brings. Kamara gets it again on second down. And a nice pickup as this one gets him to the 10-yard line. 62 yards on the ground for him so far.
And that's the kind of run that gets everyone excited on offense. And, you know, oftentimes the guys who carry the ball are the ones in the huddle doing the chirping. Right now, I think it's the offensive line telling them, run it again. We are right there about to break a big one. Despite only needing one, Dalton to throw. Drops this off to Kamara out of the backfield.
And he'll be just shy of the 20 at the 19 as he goes out of bounds. Got what they needed there. The drive continues with a 9-yard pickup.
Short yardage situation, you have to wonder if they thought that they were just going to run it inside. But you have to be cognizant of the back slipping out of the backfield trying to find some open space. And that's exactly what he does to the tune of a first down.
Had a bit of a lane there, took advantage of it. Give him 7 there on the first down carry.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. And I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. Wide open receiver complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That catch puts him over 70 yards receiving now as he's got a first down.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there, it's going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
Meanwhile, the throw here is complete. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. It'll be a gain of 5, and it'll be second down. Dalton sets up play action. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's third down.
Out routes are always timing routes, and if the timing's off just a little bit, it can really throw off a play. It looked like he led him a little too much there.
Yeah, there was a fraction of a second because he caught it, just couldn't stay in bounds. So Dalton now. Well, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
Open man is the tight end Troutman. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on fourth. And with this game well in hand, perhaps we are seeing the coverage lighten up a little bit as they got burned there a bit for a first down.
But we certainly know the coach isn't happy along the sideline because he certainly wants them to finish this one out the way they started it. He doesn't want to give up any soft completions, no late points. He wants his lead to stay right where it is.
And he gets us down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. They should have got more out of that, though. He was wide open.
I love how emphatic you are with that call because that's exactly what I was thinking. Wide open in the flat. Give him a ball that he can use to get upfield with, not just catch and go over the sideline. They cost themselves some yardage there.
Throwing again on second down. Dalton. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it. Traquan Smith, the intended receiver. And it's 3rd and 4.
Well, that's a defensive coordinator's got to be happy with that result. They took away all options downfield and forced the incompletion.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on second down. Another chance for Dalton. Johnson with a completion over the middle. And he is going to have a Saints first down by about a yard. It's a gain of 5 on 3rd and 4. Well, they've had a great, impressive drive going here, and that pickup ensures the drive continues.
And not only do you continue the drive, which is demoralizing for the guys on the defensive side of the ball right now, but you make your own defense happy. They're able to get a little more rest over on the sidelines while this one continues downfield.
Letting one go deep for the end zone. And this one almost intercepted. Had a chance to come down with it in the end zone, but could not hang on.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
Passing again, Dalton on 2nd and 10. Finding Taysom Hill complete. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers 16. They give them 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. And again, Andy Dalton to throw. Quick completion here to Johnson. And the Saints are looking at 1st and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line.
Well, this game is certainly pretty well over. They go ahead and mark it in the win column, but as a defense, they don't want to get so soft now that everybody just throws the ball all over the place against them, gets big yardage, and puts points on the board. They have pride, too, on that side of the ball.
Here's Dalton. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. It'll go as a loss on the play. Not what you need down here. It's going to be 2nd and goal. I don't know how well our microphones are picking it up for those of you at home, but Charles, you and I can hear it. A lot of groans right now coming from this crowd.
I don't know if we're picking up what's happening in the stadium or from the people who are supporting this team at home because it's coming through loud and clear to you and me. This offense, they've been stuck in neutral much of the game. And on that last play, they actually went in reverse. I think this crowd would have liked neutral, don't you?
Yeah, neutral would have strongly been preferred. They'll take anything positive at this point. Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for them. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
3rd and goal, trying to make that scoreboard at least a little more respectable. This will be Dalton again. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. So it's been a long drive. They've held the ball for quite a while. Now what do you do here?
Well, to me, at this stage, after this drive, this close to the goal line, 3 points would be a letdown. I'm going for it here.
Will Lutz now to try the New Orleans field goal. from the right hash, and this one just a chippy. The kick by Lutz is good. And now they'll just need 4 touchdowns as the deficit is now 28. On the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
Following the made field goal, Lutz to kick it away. On the return, Andre Roberts from his end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Here are the Panthers now as their offense comes back out onto the field. And checking the timeouts, they do have 2 defensively, but no real need to use them as they're not going to be able to stop the clock after that. They'll start on the ground with Hubbard. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5.
If you're a coach, you'll absolutely take that run every time on first down because it really sets you up to go in a number of directions here on second.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Right back to Hubbard. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. So this one is over. A victory for Carolina. And I think the game balls need to be distributed on the defensive side of the football, and I bet that you would agree.
Yeah, if you hold a team under 10 points, that's a job well done. Really well done. So I would say game balls for every starter and every key player who participated in this game.
Now, see, I only like one game ball. You're handing out multiple. Although I set you up by saying game balls plural, but I
like where we're going with this. You say one to represent, like the best player of all of that, and I say multiples so that you keep everyone motivated and involved.
You're a man of the people.
I'm a man of the people. I thought I was the only child.
You get a game ball, and you get a game ball. Game balls for everybody.